probably should have checked that first. All right. Islam. We are here. For 30 minutes, more or less. Let me turn that around. Might help. Oops. My bad. All right, cool. I am on two screens as usual. Why is it doing that? I'm gonna have to see something. Let me see if this does something. Did that fix it? I think that fixed it. All right. Anyway, I'm on two platforms as usual, because I like backups for my backups and backups for those if I can help it. So I'm on YouTube and Instagram. So Islam and happy holy day to everyone. So YouTube, apologies if you see me reaching over. Let me just use this hand. It's because I'm waving to the people on Instagram. Islam. So one day I will invest in software. Is there software that lets you do it all in one spot? I don't know. That's got to be. All right. So one day soon. So anyway, happy holy day to all Moors and Muslims. I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L of CalifaMedia.com and Works. Works is transitioning to Works, but com will always work. mrcicharities.org and com, certifiedmoorish.org and com, and riseofthemoors.org and com. Yes, I have a lot of stuff going on, and that might not even be everything I have going on. And speaking of having stuff going on, quick little PSA: if you're waiting for something from me, I'm working on it. But if you wouldn't mind, shoot me a quick email to remind me of it, unless I spoke to you already and said I remember that I got to do this for you. All right, but you might want to send me a reminder anyway. So anyway, that's that. All right, and I'm going to try to stick to my notes because why? I respect your time. So that's that. All right, so before I begin, I will be covering, if you don't know what this is, I come on here every Friday. I try to come on every Friday before Friday Temple, which usually starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, as far as I know, right? So I'm in Eastern time zone, so I try to come on here at 6 p.m., right, to talk to the Moors and to maybe give them something to discuss in their meetings or to ask about, in case, hey, did anybody else hear about this? All that kind of stuff. Because, if you're a subscriber to the astrological arts, such as myself, right? I got a lot of stuff in my chart that leans towards the gossipy side, but I try to keep it in check, which is why this is kind of like getting it out and sharing it with everybody before I just start. I don't have nobody's business to tell, but this year keeps me from having anybody's business to tell because I'm too busy looking at what's going on around me, so I can say, "Hey, did y'all see that?" It's either look out or opportunity, which I guess is look out too. So yeah, so a lot of opportunities. I will be getting into them, right? Because tonight's topic is what is it? Worshipful masters. Okay, because I was actually the news I'm going to be sharing actually gave me the idea. I was going to actually do part 2 of my astrology presentation that I did a couple of weeks ago, where I was telling more about watch out for your squares in your chart, right? And I was like, I'm going to follow that up with the angels, aka the angles, to see how your planets are bouncing off of each other and all that stuff, how you can read it. And I'm like, but I was putting the news together and I'm like, why is it that, and there go the title, Worshipful Masters. So the news items I will be covering are piss poor progeny protection, parts 1 and 2. I would have done more, but I'm like, nah, let me not beat this horse because it's been dead for a minute. All right. And 2 Caucasus Asians unalived. Now we have a problem. Y'all already know about this stuff, but I'm just going to go into it to reflect on some stuff. All right. And it might be a little dated because I was supposed to come on here last week and give these presentations, but I got caught up going out of town and it threw me off and I just didn't have time or energy. More like the energy. All right. So weekly announcements. The sun has moved into Placidus Aquarius. Like I said, this stuff is a little dated. So how about happy first week of February? Because as far as I'm concerned, ain't nothing else going on. People talking about there's some kind of history month going on, but it's like, yeah, whatever. You can entertain that. I won't. So, when the sun is in Aquarius, I like this because me personally, you might want to look and see if this is true for you too. Find myself becoming more logical. I'm a Gemini, right? Gemini sun. So I'm a little scattered. I'm a little all over the place, right? But this time of year, I notice I lose a lot of money, a lot of bills come up. But I keep track of patterns, Gemini, right? Rules patterns. And I'm like, I'm always prepared for it, right? I'm always prepared for that loss because it happens every single year. I try to avoid it, but it makes it worse. So I find it's like, I become more logical. Wait a minute. Uh, in Tarot, if you look at, I should grab one of the cards. If you look at the World card, and I think the Wheel of Fortune, it has the fixed signs in all the corners, right? Represented. You got an eagle, or I think it's a scorpion. It's an eagle on one card, scorpion on another, and then you have a lion, you got the bull, and then for Aquarius, you got the human head. So I love Aquarius season because we are at our most human. All right. Take advantage of it. It's a very unemotional. I'm not saying I'm not describing Aquarius people. I'm describing the Aquarius sign and some of its general traits when there's nothing else influencing it, right? So it's very logical. It's very cold, right? This is the coldest time of the year in the northern hemisphere, right? Northwestern hemisphere. So, right, I don't know about you, but when I'm like in a cold state of mind, I can think clearer. Think about how that works, right? It's really cool. So I'm just bringing it up to tell more. Take advantage of it. I'm getting a lot of stuff done just because the emotion is out the way. And when I respond to people, it's been this way. It's just like shut it down. But it used to be like banter, shut it down. Now it's just cut it off right there. It's kind of creepy. It's like, is this what Aquariuses feel like? I kind of like it, but it kind of scares me too because it feels like there's an ice cube in my chest. That kind of thing. Excuse me, I have to drink some caffeine. Thank you. So yeah, happy Aquarius season. Moorish Meetup DC. Yes, the itinerary is officially up. It can be found at riseofthemoors.org/DC. Okay. And we have all the events. It's not going to be a lot because, okay, it looks like there's not a lot to list it up there. I think before I get into it. So details about this, if you haven't heard, there's a meetup coming up in DC, right? For the spring equinox. I'll be there. Hopefully y'all will be there too. We have a beacon. He'll be there, Allah willing, right? So it's for the spring equinox, and it's for March 20th through the 21st of 2026. And both of those occur on a Friday and a Saturday. And speaking of 2026, I just realized today is February 6th, 2026. So happy 2626. That's pretty cool. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The full itinerary is up. You can see everything. It has links to the venues because I think a couple of them might require tickets, but I tried to keep everything like within reason in case you had to bring like people with you and you got to pay for it, parents, right? So yeah, I'm a baller on a budget, that kind of thing. Because I can spend more money on souvenirs if I can keep down the ticket price. So there's what's up there. We'll be going to see the Constitution, Bill of Rights, all that stuff. Touring the National Mall, touring Moorish and Masonic buildings. Not probably, I don't know. We probably won't be going in, but I won't say for sure. You know how that kind of stuff goes. It's like, well, I didn't make a reservation because this is one of them is the Shriners Temple. And I'm just like, I'm not wasting my time. I don't know if you would say no, but I really do have other stuff that I know will succeed. That kind of thing, right? You pick your battles. And that's one that I don't even want to entertain. But you never know. Sometimes all you have to do is show up. All right. So, hey, that's one of the places we're going. So it's up there, but it's like just telling you about it, how to get there. But it also warns you, hey, we just going to look. But don't worry, because it's DC. We're going to have plenty of stuff to look at if you're looking at it as through a Moorish eye, that kind of thing. Trademark videos are up because people kept asking me how to do it. They are up. There's 2 parts. Trademark, big part 1 breaks down the why and the what. And then part 2 breaks down the how, where I actually take you through and walk you through my recent application to trademark the game. Ice bingo, which is in shop. It's a whole story I won't go into. It's like my life is just like a tragic comedy. I really need to start writing this stuff down, like how this came about. Like I gotta hurry up and do. I didn't. I panicked. I panicked filed this thing. I'm gonna be honest. But thank goodness, it's like, you know what? I'm tired of like having to remember how to do this. So I'm going to film my screen while I'm doing it. And that's part two, where I actually walk you through page by page on how to do this stuff. Because for whatever reason, they say you need an attorney, right? And I walk you through it to show you why that's a load of bull, unless you got something real complicated. This is not a patent. That I can understand why you would need an attorney, right? But trademark, probably not even for that, right? It just probably be more involved, right? But still, it's up there. All right. And I think I set it up as a course on my YouTube channel. So it's like one thing, and it's everything that has to do with business. It's under the course certified more. It's free. It's just like a playlist. They call it a course, but I'm like, it looks like a playlist to me. You just click on it, it's available. All right, so that. And to go with, in honor of, and so we may travel in righteous style, in honor of recognition of Moors heading to be on parade in DC in the spring for the first day of the year. We're gonna be in DC. You know, let's let them know we come in peace. Rocking our, can y'all see that? If on Instagram that says National Order Restored. All right. And it's backwards on there, right? But if you go on the website, y'all can see it correctly on YouTube. I switched the flags. I could, as usual, I went looking for something and could not find it. So I had to make it myself. And of course, I'm not selfish. So now I'm making it available to everybody. It's just like I've warned people, don't give me anything you don't want everybody else to have. That kind of thing, right? And I have that same rule for myself. So that's in shop, right? National Order Restored. In vexillology, the host nation goes on the viewer's left, all right? And that's interesting. I could not find the reverse. You think if I at least search like, okay, let me go on some Moroccan sites. Nope. So I had to make it. So that's for the Moors, right? And it's not the Moroccan flag, because there's no black in this flag. There's no black. Okay. Our star isn't broken. Put it like that. She's not all sliced into pieces. Anyway, so that's that. And other things in-house. I'm gonna just stick to the pins. So here go all the pins. And I'm trying to move towards more solutions, but before I buckle down and get serious, I'm gonna leave something for the Moors to peruse as they look at my other stuff. So here's the wants that I have on offer before I dive deep into producing needs. All right, because one of the needs I'm getting ready to do is open up a business for a Moor in Georgia. I'm going down there anyway, and it's like, well, I need a registered agent. You need a business. If I set up this business for you, I can use you as my registered agent, right? See how that works? Networking, y'all. And that's why I'm kind of doing it. That's like one on my list. So anyway, that's the needs. Here goes some wants. So we got the pin, National Order Restored. And I think this is like $9, but it includes shipping, which is like $5, $6. So yes, it includes shipping. All right. Classics. Okay. Key 20. All right. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice pin. And these are heavy. I need to go back to my other manufacturer, because these things are quality. And now I realize why these are more expensive than the newer ones I'm getting. And I'm starting to realize why. They're not cheap. These are definitely not cheap. But these, everybody tells me, and it's the other one, when they pick them up, they're like, oh, this is quality. Yeah, I was surprised too. So yeah, this is a winner. These are like my best sellers. Key 20. Oh, might as well get the pair. And I'll move my thumb out the way. Islam, Moors. I self-law and master. So put them together, right? So that's that. Other pins, and my daughter did the coolest thing, because all my children get one before they go on sale, right? So the other pin I have for the brothers, which will also go well with our trip to DC, is the Moorish elephant pen. Okay, because the guard dog of the Moors is an elephant, and he has the star and crescent over his third eye because that is his top concern in this life. His form of enlightenment is the provision and protection of the next generation and those who produce them. So anyway, my daughter, she has one, right? I made these for the brothers, but of course anybody can get it, right? And then she took this one and she has like a little purse that I crocheted her, and she's using them to line her sash or her um what is that? What is that thing called? The purse handle. She's used it to line her handle, but she's pulling it across so it looks like a sash, and she's earning honors. I think I might have to set that up for the children. She's setting up honors. Children need a pen. Ooh, maybe no, never mind. I'm not making no pen for children. That sounds like a lawsuit for real. And of course, last pen for once, Moorish American enamel pen. Right. I also have the steel ones. These are ones most people wear, but if you want something a little fancier, a little more substantial, there you go. And it comes in butterfly clip and safety pin. I'm not going to belabor this too much, but your sister got bills. And I'm going to give y'all a tip. I do this because I have to produce content, right? And thank you to those who support. And those who plan on supporting another time and those who have supported in the past. But I'm really doing this to first of all, let our people know we have stuff back to the, I don't know, I'm not going to say it. We have things produced by our people, produced for the benefit of our people. I'm not going to say it because I know better. So, and the other thing is I can clip this. So thank you for your indulgence, right? It's not like I'm begging, but how do people know I have it unless I say something? Back in house. And I really like these, right? Okay. Because I think I'm about to open a shop. I'm like, why have I been buying all this inventory? Let me know, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, please. That just because I have a question for y'all. I'm thinking of opening a shop, right? It's like, you know what? I have been buying all this dang inventory. My room is like, there's room for the bed and nothing else because it's full of inventory. I'm like, should I just open a store, like a tea room or something? And more can, especially young people, can just come hang out. Would y'all show up? I think I should do it. Let me know. I'm for real, right? Because I have a Libra rising. If you know what a Libra is, they like input. I'm not saying help me decide. No, they like to weigh options and represent others. So guess who they seeking options from? Not saying you're going to make the decision for me, but it's like, I'm thinking this way. You might come up with a perspective. It's like, wow. Thank you for that. You had that happen to you. Like, I would have never thought about that, right? Which is why we're social animals, because we cannot think of everything. We got to access those who Allah has expressed Allah's self as, right? So anyway, we have in-house, trying to get in there, Hidden Colors by Brother Kush Day, who I actually used him as an example in my trademarking class. Really cool. I need to tell him about that. So anyway, we have his book, his flagship book, first publication. Hopefully he got more coming soon because he's like chock full of knowledge. This is the color version and the original black and white version, right? Because I know he got a ton of books in him. So, but this is his first one, and it's dope. It's really, really good. I'm not throwing that on the floor because those are my teachers. And also, don't forget, you like my turban? Learn why I wear a turban, okay? I'm always in turban, always. I don't think anybody knows what my hair looks like anymore. Even my children. I don't think they know what my hair looks like anymore. That's tripped out. It used to be, I can count on one hand how many people know what my hair looks like. It's down to none. Just me. And there's a reason. It's like, it feels weird. It's like walking around in a t-shirt and that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. And it's like, let me put some pants on. That's better. Mine is my turban. So yeah, get that because it'll teach you much. All right, that's that because I got stuff to cover. Thank you, Moors. I appreciate your indulgence. And now I'm going to run through the news as quickly as I can so I can get into my commentary on Worshipful Masters. All right. So the news that I want to cover this week, like I said, the topics were Piss Poor Progeny Protection, parts 1 and 2. So, and again, this might be a little dated because I was supposed to share this last week. I'm covering children impacted by this whole immigration crackdown thing. All right. Because I find it really messed up how these little people they really don't have anything going on. They have no idea why this stuff is going on around them, right? Because think about it. They came up here a lot of them came up here with their parents. Yes, some were born here, granted, but I'm talking about the ones that came up here with their parents. How they didn't have any choice, didn't know what was going on, probably didn't want to leave. All right, we're talking about like maybe if you're over 5, you got friends, and you know how these places are, impoverished, primitive places. They actually have socialization. I can't imagine. It's like, I don't know why y'all want to come here, and everybody complains when they get here. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. Yeah, because everybody comes here to make money, and that's it. It's a factory. It's a plantation. You thought you were going to find happiness. You got your money, right? But poor children. Anyway, I was looking. It's been a ton of stories cropping up about children, right? I might not even cover the Caucasians. Skip them. Who cares, right? I will. I'm going to cover them right now. I'm going to take care of them right now. Only thing I'm going to say about that real quick. So, okay, this one's short. No, I'm just going to I'm going to share a quote from Cornel West. They had him on CNN to get his opinion on the reactions to the shootings of the 2 Caucasians in the same city where George Floyd died. Okay, keep that in mind. And how this mayor, this is an outrage. He was the one during the George Floyd trial talking about, well. Same city, same result, except this is federal and not your cops. I guess that's the difference. But now we gotta do all this stuff. Anyway, I love how Cornel West said it. Do I have a quote? I don't think I have a quote. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'll just read this part. I'm not going into the whole thing. It says, during a recent appearance on CNN, Cornel West addressed this platform, talking about how ironic. I don't even know if ironic is the word, because I don't see the irony. Y'all are just demons, the people that are doing this. I'm going to keep it right. Welcome to the Aquarius. I love it. Straight to the point, right? Hey, fight the facts. Don't fight me, fight the facts, that kind of thing. Anyway, during a recent interview, Cornel West addressed the change in tone that's drawn national attention, describing what he characterized as the niggerization of the American public life. Yes or no? Did our people not warn them? We only come first, never last. Think about it. Okay? Yep. And then once y'all become okay with it for us, all that, they came for me. They came for my neighbor. I didn't say nothing. They came for my other neighbor. I didn't say nothing. And then they came for me. They only say that for the people who burned their own people. Okay, because that's what Holocaust means in the dictionary I got. It means a sacrifice. You don't sacrifice something you don't care about. The Germans wanted them gone. That's not a sacrifice. That would have been an offering. Anyway, so let's see. West used the term to argue that widespread insecurity, disposability, and state violence, once concentrated in historically oppressed communities, are now being experienced by more broadly across the country. So, yep, cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it. Just like y'all told us, right? Comply. What's the problem? Just comply. Just like you told. Isn't this fun and easy? It's like we don't have to figure out what to say to these people. Just give back what they've been giving us the whole time. Seems simple enough to me. Now I'm going to get into the piss poor progeny protection, which is because Cornel West was commenting on situations created because colonizers are trying to make invading colonizers, my fault, are trying to make it where undocumented people and people who like been here, they were documented and their stuff expired. You out there trying to get in their way, right? And you can't even say why. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. I know why, right? But you don't have to say nothing. I'm just going to enjoy the show. But again, I'm thinking about these children. Okay, so piss poor progeny protection, part 1. A tense scene unfolded in Columbia Heights when federal agents confronted a father and his 5-year-old son as they returned from preschool. You remember this story, right? The pair had been living in the United States while pursuing an asylum claim, a process that the family began after fleeing instability and escalating crime violence in Ecuador. Before Biden, if you wanted to do an asylum claim, I like how Trump said it before. He said in his last, before Biden was president, when Trump was president, he said, fine, apply for asylum from somewhere else. You act like we're the only option. What's the problem? You got the whole rest of planet Earth, but you just gotta come here. Everybody, you seeking asylum from planet Earth? People are full of crap, man. Anyway, so reports note that the conditions there in Ecuador had deteriorated sharply, with armed groups, political unrest, and widespread insecurity driving families to seek refuge elsewhere. Why the United States? Federal authorities say the father was targeted as part of an ongoing immigration enforcement sweep. School officials and community members, however, questioned the timing and method of the operation, which took place as the father and son walked up the driveway from their home. Witnesses reported seeing officers stop the pair and lead the child towards the front door, allegedly instructing him to knock to determine whether others were inside. Officials dispute that detail, claiming the father attempted to flee and that the child was safeguarded during the arrest. Who knows, right? So, because it's a colonizer and an invader. Well, an invading colonizer and then an invader, because he's not a colonizer. So the incident quickly gained national attention, both for his treatment of a young child and for the broader debate over enforcement practices involving families with pending asylum cases. Why would you put your child in that situation, knowing how this country is, and choosing to ignore it? Right? Because why? What's the main excuse? I came for opportunity. I came to just work. I came to eat. I came to rob. I came to steal. I came to exploit. That's what I hear. And you brought your child with you. I don't feel bad for these people. I'm a mother. Okay. Thank God I made it. I'm almost 50. Haven't been made a grandmother as far as I know yet. Right. So I got a soft spot. My moon is in Leo. I have a soft motherly, affinity towards children. I tell people, please don't introduce me to your children, because you will never stop hearing about me because of how I get down with them. I'm on their side, right? For real. I have an unhealthy obsession with children, as in I love them. I'm not going to touch them. I'm telling you, they're children. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. But this is your fault. Shame on those parents, keepers. Why would you drag your child across the country through whatever you did, coyotes, however you got here? You brought your child with you. Shame on you, right? And what resulted from that? Wow. This is what AI said. Children are not tools. They are not leverage. They are not collateral. Their parents need to be ashamed for throwing away their child's birthright when they abandon their nation for their children. Now, here's the other thing. I think this is why I wanted to cover worshipful masters. When these people leave, it's like you brought your children here to rob and steal. You got caught up, and now you're being sent back with your tail between your legs with your child. What does your child, forget you, coward, what does your child have waiting for them when they get back? Okay. Depending on where you're returning to, they saying like your child, you gave up your child's birthright when you left. You ran. You didn't stay here and help us fix anything, right? We don't care how much money you bring it back. We said you be okay and you'll be good until the money runs out, right? People, everybody loves the guy paying for all the drinks, but what's going to happen as soon as that money run out? They're going to start whatever. Let me not be them and assume that I know how they work when I'm not from them and I'm not from there. I'm going to be respectful, not like y'all. You can learn a lot from us. Should have learned a lot from us, and you wouldn't be going through this because you would have known not to come to a country built on slavery. Your fault. And now your children are going through hell. The part I left out, because I wrote this up last week, that little boy, he was 5. I know y'all heard this story because they trying to put it in the propaganda. His buddy ears. Give me a break. Again, I'm a mother. I love children. Give me a break, because y'all are using this child, so I'm going to use them too. So They said they scooped these folks up in Minneapolis, and then shipped them to a family detention center in Texas. And this place is notorious for like having CPS come through and finding limp children. And they don't know what's wrong with them. They just laying there. And a lot of them, I have never heard this before. They're eating, kind of. Nobody's like depriving them or anything. It turns out they're depressed because they can't understand why they're going through this. Their parents are there and they're asking them what's going on, what's going on. They're with their parents, but they don't understand what's going on. Because what would you say to your child? We're in this mess because I ran and brought you with me. Okay? I don't feel bad for these people. And there was another lady. She just got caught up. And because she didn't have anybody to watch her anchor baby, the anchor baby had to go into detention with her. And now they went through it and like, yeah, they out, whatever. And they tell me out that girl has to go to therapy now because she was a little older. I don't feel bad for them. The stuff that you would have avoided if you would just stayed your butt at home. It can't be that bad because there's people still there. How bad is it? Right? Give me a break. And then while you're doing all this stuff, you get to go back in shame that your children have to deal with. Ain't nobody taking you seriously, but those poor children. Right? And then depending on where you're going back to, you give up your birthright when you do that stuff. Right? You didn't have, hey, we built since you left. What makes you think your child gets a piece of this? Is that not fair? I think it's fair. Piss poor progeny protection, part 2. Okay? Check this out. Nearly half of Minneapolis' students missed school during ICE crackdowns. Did you hear what I just said? Nearly half of Minneapolis' students missed school during ICE crackdowns. Not because of the danger, because their parents are illegal, not necessarily them. So you can't go to school because I can't pick you up. See what I mean about being a piss poor parent? You're a piss poor keeper. You're not a parent. A parent wouldn't dare take the chance of putting their child in a situation like that. But the money was just too tempting. You love that money more than you love your child. That's what I'm seeing. Again, I'm a mother. All right. I have a degree. I went to school to become a teacher so I can get paid to be around them. All right. Because I'm like, I got to figure out how to make money off this because this is all I feel like doing. Right. So, and I use it to homeschool now. So, anyway, okay. So now these children are caught up in their parents' avarice. Avarice is an unreasonable level of greed. That's what that word means. Okay. So anyway, multiple schools in the Twin Cities have reported significant drops in student attendance, with some administrators stating that nearly half of the enrolled students were absent on certain days. Educators and district officials attribute the decline to fear among families following highly visible operations by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in residential neighborhoods. I can guarantee it wasn't the people who have documentation. The legals and the lawfuls, those are two different words for a reason. That's not whose children were absent. At least one Minneapolis charter school reported attendance falling below 50%, prompting administrators to implement additional security measures, including staff escorts for arriving students and changes to building access. I hope they got paid extra for that. In nearby districts, officials have expanded remote learning options after parents kept children home out of concern for safety during school commutes. Yeah, sure. Which parents? Educators and school leaders say the absences are not isolated to one school or age group, but reflect a broader pattern affecting elementary, middle, and high school students. Teachers report partially empty classrooms and increased anxiety among students who do attend. Okay? Sure they do. The teachers do. Sure they do. Remember who's up in those schools. Okay? You have to remember you are what your mother is. I know the patriarchs, they like your father, whatever. You don't even know your father until or unless the woman tells you. There go your power right there. Anyway, their men go into law, military, what else? Medicine to harm us. Their women go into education. Just remember that. So me protecting these illegals draining all the resources from your land and your communities, right? I'm protecting them. Anyway, like I was saying, uh, in response, several Minnesota school districts and education organizations have raised concerns about enforcement activity during occurring near schools, bus stops, and child care facilities. Some have pursued legal action, arguing that such operations interfere with access to education and create a climate of fear. For who? State and federal officials have acknowledged the attendance declines while maintaining that enforcement actions are legal. The situation, oh, wow. Yeah, because they're there to get the illegals. So it's like, what you gonna do? The situation remains ongoing, with schools continuing to monitor attendance and student well-being. The problems you wouldn't have had if you had stayed your butt at home, and now your children got to deal with it. Opportunity. Was it worth it? I got it. I said something that the Moors and Temple seemed to like last week. Make a deal with the devil. Don't be shocked when you get burned. And this stuff is like crazy. Like, you, okay, fine. What's that? It's like, wow. Are you really that dense? Oh, he'll do you like that. He wouldn't do me like that. I know, like, I don't want to mess with the Japanese because I think Japanese folks are cool. Why are you here? These people dropped 2 nukes on you. Okay, Vietnam. You still dealing with Agent Orange. Why do you want to live amongst the people that did that to you? These people are insane. Let me see, who else? India, right? But these people, they follow the colonists everywhere they go to enforce colonization. And they always show up at the end. They like get up in power in those colonies right at the end. Do the history. Go look at Uganda. Go look at Kenya. Go look at South Africa. That just when they were starting to get into office, it failed. Yeah, let that marinate for a minute. So I see that as good news. So anyway, the avarice is real, and all these people just coming over here to rob us, and now their children are getting caught up. I don't feel bad for them at all, right? And that goes into worshipful masters, right? So you got all these illegals, you got these immigrants, and you got their anchors, right? That are so proud to be us until they got something to show off, and then it's immigrants. Like they go, what's his Shabuzi? The guy who stole a brother's song and won an award for it, right? Because I was like, what's the big deal? Who is this guy? And I heard the song he won for. It's like everybody at the bar getting tips. I'm like, isn't that a song? And I looked it up. Oh yeah, everybody in the club. But he said immigrants built this country, even though you just built your fame on the indigenous. Of course, okay? Of course you did. That's what we're dealing with, all right? And these people, it's really offensive how they act like we haven't been listening to them insult us to our face, right? It's like, you all are absolutely nuts. I don't want to understand it because I'm convinced it's like there's like some force field once you cross a certain area, but on either coast of North America, where your mind just stops functioning, stuff stops clicking, right? And then what's the result? That guy, right? Who do you think he would vote for? I'm getting to a point. Who do you think Shabuzi would vote for if it was between, I don't know, Kamala Harris and Trump? We're going to keep it like last one. Who do you think he would have voted for? We know who Nicki Minaj would have voted for. Are you following me? Right? Look at all these Hindus that voted for Trump, even though supposedly a Hindu was running. Did you not notice that? This is the problem. And why are they doing this? Because who's their worshipful master? Because I was actually thinking about this. It came up because, again, the children. Why are you bringing your children into this? What do you love so much that you will put your children at risk like that? Maybe I'm being unreasonable, again, because of how I feel about children, all children, except some. My children. I used to be that way with all children. Nope, it's exclusively mine, right? And I do observe the 1 drop rule. I do. Right? You got no whatever, and you're under a certain age. It's like whatever. I can't resist that kind of thing. But what I'm like, it's got to be the money because that's what I can't think of anything else, right? You saying oppression. You say an oppression, but how many countries do you pass through before you get to this one? Unless you're Mexican or Canadian, a whole bunch that you could have stopped in, but you kept coming to this place. This place is hard to get to. All right, you got to come across one of two oceans, either the widest one that's really calm but takes forever to get across, or the shorter one, which you might sink in. You have a very great chance, but you took that chance and you brought your child with you, right? And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like putting this stuff together so I can present it to y'all right now. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's like, come on, man. Anyway, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And then it just popped in my head. I'm trying to free myself up so I can just sit with Allah all day. Think about that. I don't know about y'all. When I'm feeling like a certain way, like I feel like energies I know aren't mine, I just say Allah in my head. I see what Rumi was talking about. No, Rumi, how he kept calling Allah his lover. It's not like a sexual thing. It's like you just, the way a lover just touches you and you just calm straight down just by thinking it, right? And my thing is, I'm working my tail off so I can sit with my worshipful master all day, right? The money is just, that's the means to the end type of thing. These people's worshipful master is the money, which is how Trump got elected. And that's why they're a problem. See, I told you I was going to get to a point. Their worshipful master is money. Why is Trump even respected? Why are most of these billionaires respected? Right? People like they have a personality of a brick. Half of them, if not more, failed up. Right? But they knew how to like charm people and all this stuff. And they were able to collect money. They had access to stuff. That's all they want. It's kind of, it sounds like a horrible way to be, right? When I think about money, it's just like, oh, let me do this so I can just, yeah, calms me right down. That's all I want to do. That's my end goal, to be able to sit somewhere where no one will bother me or ask me to pay for something because I own everything, right? But look at you. And look at the problems that it's getting them. And unfortunately, look at the problems created for their children. They should be ashamed of themselves. And now what do their children have to go back to? Would you want these people back in your country? And at that, I'm done. Oh, cool. Kept it short tonight. Thank you, Moors. I appreciate you showing up. All right. Make your meetings, right? If you need one to go to, visit moorishalloflearning.com. Click the link, or certifiedmoorish.org/temple finder. Click the link, right? We have amazing discussions, all right, every Friday. And I will see you next Friday if I do not see you sooner, because I'm like starting to put out more stuff because more has been asking for stuff. So Moore's were hounded me about the trademark, and I finally got it done, right? I'm about to set up a business in Georgia, and maybe I'll do a walkthrough for it with that, just so y'all can see how easy the process is, and maybe you'll be a little more encouraged. Like from start incorporation to setting up the bank account, that kind of thing. Not like, oh, now you got your articles of incorporation. Have a great business life. No. Now you need some credit, don't you? I'm gonna show you how to do all that. All right. But that might be over some time because I'm busy. And I think that's everything. Thank you. I will see y'all next week. Have a wonderful 7 days until I see y'all again. And I will check y'all out later. Islam, peace and love. And bye-bye. Y'all, appreciate y'all. I really, really do. Thank you. Islam in now and